Well, Hungary's election campaign is turning downright scandalous, with less than 2 months before voters decide whether Prime Minister Viktor Orban stays in power after 16 years. His main challenger is accusing allies of plotting to release a secretly recorded sex tape of him. Opposition leader Peter Magyar says the alleged video would show him in a consensual encounter with a former girlfriend at a private party back in August of 2024. And he claims that it may have been filmed with hidden surveillance equipment and possibly manipulated. Now, no footage has actually surfaced, but Magyar says that the threat alone is political blackmail. Orban's ruling Fidesz party denies any knowledge of this. And joining us now, look, we've just lost our, but joining us now to discuss this is Adam Daniel Brewer-Zevi's editor-in-chief and news producer of Heti TV in Budapest to help and break this down. All right, so I think the first question, this is just really quite a bizarre story, I have to say, but how seriously are voters taking these blackmail allegations, and could this actually shift support ahead of the April election, in your opinion?
Hi, good evening. First of all, thank you for having me. To answer your question, no, there is absolutely no way that this will affect Hungarian voters in any shape or form whatsoever. We have to take into account that Hungary is by no means a conservative nation, regardless of what media or political media would have you think. And the Hungarian population is very unlikely to mind a sex tape. It would just be something to break apart the tensions going on because of the elections coming up. I don't think it has any chance to either convince voters not to vote to Péter Magyar or to vote for him on the other hand.
Now, we do know that Magyar is currently pulling ahead. Obviously, Orban has been in power for 16 years now. Do you think that this controversy might, in a sense, reinforce his message that the system is working against him?
In the worst case scenario, that might be something, but it is, how to put this, it is a very unlikely scandal if you look at Hungarian's media, again, because Hungarians are not likely to be bothered by this sort of affair. It might be somewhere working for the Fidesz government. I find it very unlikely that the government itself would be involved in such a petty outrageous scandal, so to speak. I don't think it could hurt him. It might be an attempt to hurt him, obviously, but I don't think it could have that desired effect.
You know, after 16 years of Orban in power, are we looking at a genuine political turning point in Hungary, in your opinion, or are there still structural advances, should I say, of Orban's party, Fidesz, that could decide this race?
There are, of course, we have to talk about gerrymandering or how the voting system is constructed in Hungary. The way we see it now is that TISA has to win by a margin of at least 4.5 to 5 points in order to actually have a parliamentary majority. So having most votes is not the only thing that matters. Very similarly to how it works, well, differently from how it works in the United States, but the same concept. So there are hurdles or extra hurdles that Magyar Péter actually has to go through in order to get the prime ministership. It does seem like Hungary has reached a turning point, with the exception of the governmental polling. All independent polls do show that Magyar Péter is ahead by a lot. They are saying they're giving it currently there's a 15% chance that he would actually get a 2/3 majority, and a smaller chance, a 12% chance at the moment, for Orban to actually win the election. So it does look like that if nothing major is about to happen, that Magyar Péter is set to win this elections. We will see, of course, how the voters decide on April 12th.
All right. I'd like to thank you so much for joining us and breaking that all down. Quite the story coming out of Hungary.
Thank you. Have a good evening.